Hello and welcome back to what is obviously all of your favorite series on this channel. There's no other reason to subscribe to this channel unless you have been watching Project Vooperia, because no, this isn't related to the server. This is before the server. It is time for you guys to see the immense amounts of progress that have been made on this project. Stupid amounts of code, blood, sweat, tears, carpal tunnel syndrome, all of it. Oh, I'm not getting that because of my amazing wrist. Oh god, I'll stop shilling now. So wow, 20 people that fast. We're back. We're back, guys. I've gotten enough done, and I actually have something I can do fairly easily. It's pretty straightforward work. So let me show you what we've got. Ignore that. That is the new selector, where you can now see what you're going to be placing in front of you. It's beautiful. It looks kind of weird for the logs are kind of invisible. I need to fix that. It doesn't work very good on dark colors, but for light things, it works pretty well. It's not perfect, but it does work, and things can face in different directions. It works well. Not everything isn't perfect yet, but it's gotten to the point where, because you can actually like select stuff, you can actually somewhat build to an extent. I mean, it is not perfect, but we're going to be basically working on this right here, and we're going to do two things. We're going to make it so that we can rotate rotatable blocks, so that instead of, aka like Minecraft, when you place it, it goes towards you, so this face will always point towards me. Well, not point towards me, but where I click. It'll go in the opposite direction of where I clicked, so this will go up. We're going to make it so that you can rotate this guide here, and that's going to be the first step. If we do that in a reasonable amount of time, we'll figure out what to do next. But that Unity has been being a complete jerk recently, because I'm still using really early beta builds of it. So it's crashing all over the place. Thankfully, we're going to be doing most of it just pure coding here. I'll be explaining what I'm doing as I'm doing it, and I mean, I want to say if you guys want to follow along, but the amount of code I have, it would take you quite a while. So right now, the plan is to make it rotate. So we're going to need to bind the keys we're going to be rotating it with. So we're going to be using Q and E to turn it left and right, and R and F to rotate it up and down. So let's start with Q and E, since their code is pretty much the same, just slightly different. And let me think about how we're going to pull this off here. Okay, so we're going to do float rotation start. So we're going to get the value of the rotation to begin with, and we need to be on the correct axis here, and we can check that very easily if we just pop in a cube or something, put it not stupidly far away from us. So let's just go 0, 0, 0, and now it's going to be right over by the player, and the player and stuff is up there. And all we have to do is we have to use the rotate tool, and this is going to be our y-axis. So now that we know it's the y-axis for sure, we're going to just get the rotation of the guide in front of us, which we've earlier named. There's holomish. Where's the game object? There it is, holo object, for holographic objects. So equals holo object dot transform, so we're finding the position and stuff, dot rotation dot y. So that'll get the start, and now our target is going to be to rotate it 90 degrees left. So rotation target equals hollow object dot transform dot rotation dot y minus 90. So now we know where we are and where we have to get to. We just have to tell the game. Okay, first off, we need to put this in a separate method because this... Am I going to murder... This is going to lock the thread if I do this. So we're actually going to start a coroutine here, which is used for doing things that you don't want to happen instantly. So we're going to go public IEnumerator turn how am I going to say this? Turn Y. And we're going to have a bool that says left, and if it's not left, it'll be considered right. Then we can get rid of this here, and we can just use this. So if we get key code, oh wait, no, we still need that. And then all we have to do is this, but we have to slightly change this. Oh shoot. There's my key macros getting out of hand. So we do if left. If we're going to the left, then we want the rotation target to be that minus 90. Otherwise, we want it to be at plus 90. So basically, we've made it so that we just have to do this simple if statement instead of doing the exact same thing all over again. So this is going to complain because it doesn't return anything. But don't worry, it will in a second. We just have to go... we'll just yield null. That'll be fine. So we'll just quickly set this up and turn Y true. And then the other one just has to be turn Y false. It's slightly more complicated than this because it's a coroutine, but it's not really. All we have to do is write start coroutine, and then we put it inside of here, and that'll work. If you forget to do that, it won't give you an error, it just won't work. So that's something you want to watch out for. The worst kind of error is when you don't know what's actually wrong, and it takes like 80 million years to actually find the problem. If you know the problem, you can usually fix it pretty easily. So while how are we going to do this? We're gonna go by hundredths, I think. So we're gonna round it to the nearest hundredth to start, but we'll do that in a second. While rotation, hollow object. So while it is not at the rotation we want it to be, dot transform dot rotation dot y is not equal to rotation target, we'll do something. But first, we have to make sure that it'll actually hit that target and not go over or under it. So we're just going to do a tiny bit of rounding that no one will notice before we actually do anything. So we just have to do rotation start. Let's just do hollow object dot transform dot rotation equals new Quaternion. This is where things get really fun. Quaternions hold 4 different numbers. We're only focusing on one of them. So we're just going to copy this, and we're going to basically set it to the exact same thing. Dot X. Oh, no, it goes last. That's what I thought. Dot Y. Dot Z. Dot W. But we have to modify Y, because like we said, we want to round this to make sure we don't have any trouble. So we're going to math.round, and does it say decimals? Yes, we can do it to decimals, which is really convenient. So we're going to do it to 3 decimals. Because, oh, maybe not. How long would that take to turn at 60 FP? No, that's fine. That's absolutely fine. So we're just going to do it at 3 decimals. It won't take forever. Oh, why are you mad? Oh, it needs to be a float. Float. There we go. Casting. Beautiful casting. And now we just have to modify this to actually turn it. So while it's not equal, if this, we can actually copy this and then just change one thing. If it's greater than its target, if it's greater than the target, we do hollow object dot transform dot rotation dot y minus. Now to make this smooth, we're going to use time.delta time so that depending on our frame rate, it won't freak out. Although that's going to make it not always perfect. Shoot. Can I do... I wonder if I can do this. Oh, I can. That's convenient. Okay. Minus time.delta time, which means we don't actually have to round here. Okay, so we're going to make slight modifications to the code as we go to make it work well. Minus time.delta time times 0.01. Why are you going to complain to us? Oh. Yeah, that's a thing. So we have to tell it what to do with that. So we have to do float y equals, is that going to still be angry at us? Cannot convert double to float. Is this a double? That's a float. That's a float. Oh, we just have to put an F here. There we go. It's getting mad at us for no reason. And then we just have to do hollow object dot transform dot rotation equals new Quaternion. And this should be easy now. We just have to copy this like before. X, that's Y. Z and W. So every single one of them is now happy. We can see if this works. It possibly won't. You won't always get it right on your first try, but we'll figure... Oh, we have a compiler error. I made a mistake somewhere. Oh, yeah, it needs to... Okay, so we need to actually make it not happen instantly. So we need to yield return null, which basically says skip a frame. Now, if we start it, it'll turn on. And now that it's turning on, we've got this. And here it is, and let's see if it turns. Oh, it is turning! Okay, so when we click it, it does turn. It's turning a little bit slow. I'm just going to make sure it stops when it's supposed to stop. This is really slow. No, it's continuing to turn. Okay, that's fine. We'll figure that out. Oh, look, it's so very beautiful, just spinning around, minding its own business. Okay, so we're gonna do 2 things. First off, we're going to make it, instead of delta time times that, we're going to do 10 times faster. Let's see how this looks. Come on. There we go. And if we do this, that's still a little... Oh. Shoot. Unity! Come on! It was actually working, it stopped there. Oh, you piece of trash. Why did you crash? That's a great question. Do I have something locking you there? I don't believe I do. It's probably just being dumb because of the beta. Let's see. So yield returns null until it's plus or minus 1. Yeah, that should really be working fine. Honestly, we could get much more accurate than plus or minus 1 too, because there may be a little bit of noticeable turning that it's not supposed to have. But for the sake of this, I'm just going to get it good enough. I'll clean things up after I'm not streaming. Just to reload the solution. And let's see if it crashes again when I play it, because if it does, that means that I have to be slightly worried. Okay, you did not stop. You're slowing down. Oh, you did a full... I don't know what you're... When I press E, it crashes. Why? Oh, geez, because it doesn't have anything to do. Okay, that's my mistake. We have to do two things now. Okay, so there's two things we're going to run into. When you go under the 0 value, it goes back to, like... It starts at 360 again and counts down. So we have to take that into account. And second off, this doesn't have anything, so it'll just start... We'll stop doing stuff forever. And this is a lot of... This is actually stupid. Float speed equals 0.1 if right, if left, no, if right, oh, if not left, speed equals negative speed. We're simplifying this even further to make it easier to read in the future. We can now get rid of this if statement. It'll now just automatically do the exact opposite, which is a lot safer. And we can do this times speed instead, so we only have to touch one variable. Switch this to 0.2. And now we can try again. So pretty much our big goal here is to be able to rotate the blocks in every direction. But just because we rotate the guide doesn't mean we're rotating the actual blocks. And that gets a lot more complicated, and we're going to be looking into how to actually translate that into block motion, because that's going to be so much worse. You see, that works. Oh, geez. I made it kind of mad there. So pressing E does not seem to be doing anything. Okay. The block just seems to not want to respond anymore. So we have some problems here, which we're going to figure out by making some public variables that we can look at and understand how they're relating with each other. So let's go, and we're going to be going here, and we're going to go get rid of this. Put it up here so that it's a public. Technically, that's a hollow mesh property, but we're just going to put this by the game object here. And if we put public here, the game engine will let us look at it in here. So now if we go in the game and we click on player, no, not player, just a hollow object. Or is it the player? This is unmodified terrain. Oh, this is even more complicated. Okay, so we're going to do two things. We're going to make two different numbers here so that it's easier to look at. We're just going to do public float rotation as well, so that we can see what it currently is at. So we can just do this up here because this is a simple thing. Rotation equals transform dot rotation dot y. And now we can figure out everything we want. Oh, too bad I can't convert that to a Euler angle. Maybe I can. Probably not necessary. So we just have to click on the player here. And now we're going to see... What? Okay, now I know what's causing these crashes. Okay, so we can fix that. We can fix our crashes, guys. I have actually finally gotten an error that I can figure out the problem from. There's only one thing that accesses the memory stream, and it's our memory tracker. So I'm going to have to give them a little bit of a... I'm gonna have to tell them that there's something wrong with their plugin. It's fine, we'll just use the FPS tracker. We don't need to look at our memory usage at the moment. Now we can click on our player, look at the first person controller, and if we go into the inspector, we'll see our rotation target and the rotation. So we can see a huge problem here, which is that it's not showing them in 360 degrees. So I am just stupid. We have to rotation dot Euler angles dot y. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. Dot Euler angles, because those are the ones we actually want. I did say that earlier. I had a feeling that's where I was messing up. Euler angles. That's how we get it out of 360, and that's exactly what we want to do. Hello. Okay, so now we can see that... Uh-oh. We have a problem. This is going to be finding the rotation of the player, not the object. I forgot. So we just have to do... Hello object dot... There we go. That's going to fix that problem. It's always little tiny mistakes, and they keep adding on to each other. So now we have a beauty. Our rotation target is 0 and our rotation is 0. Now it's -90. But it's going to go all the way around because it's going to be dumb. Is it going to stop at 180? Oh, why did it stop at 180? Pressing E doesn't seem to do anything at... I take that back. You are freaking the heck out, aren't you, game? Okay, so if you crash again, and it's not because of the map... Oh, you suck. Fine, I take it back. That's not why you're crashing, Unity. You're just beta. Which means that I get cool features, but I also have to deal with it being stupid. Or is the memory stream a static class? Now I'm actually getting curious on how this is working. Mini profiler, editor. There's a DLL which is loaded by the editor, so we're actually going to delete this for now. Because that's being used by the editor, and that could actually be murdering everything. I'm not sure that DLL is needed for the FPS graph. It may be. Let's see. there's a very good chance that they just won't... What? Huh. Still working without that. That's interesting. That was messing with the editor though, so let's not worry about that. Okay, let's go back down because we have a serious problem, which can be explained in 4 simple steps. And I'm going to get that down to 1 step at a time of fixing. So like I said, when you go under 0 in Euler angles, it will actually go back to 360. So... oh geez, we have to do fanciness. Okay, so... we can fix that up. Oh, I went way too far down. If rotation target is greater than 360, rotation target equals 360 minus no, other way around, equals rotation target minus 360. Oops, not equals. I'm starting to feel a few problems that are going to erupt from this one after another, but we'll figure this out. It's going to be interesting. Now over here we have to say if rotation target is going to be under 0, oh geez, is going to be under 0, we're going to have equally bad problems, so we have to deal with that as well. We have to deal with all the edge cases, because edgy people. So that means that we just have to, so if we're going under it, then it's going to go back to the top. And it's already going to be a negative number, so it's going to be 360 plus the rotation target. So as expected, it's just the opposite of the other thing. And let's see how this works. This is questionable. It may actually rotate in the incorrect direction to try to fix this. Why are you rotating twice? Oh, the Euler angles are considered... oh shoot, I wrote down somewhere how Euler angles worked on my notebook because I worked with them. Actually, I have them in my code already. I was figuring out what direction players were facing. Here it is. So if it's under 45, it's north, it goes... does it go all the way to 360? Okay, so it works the way I thought it did. Just checking previous code to verify my current code is working. But there's a slight amount of worry I have because this is rotating twice and I don't know why it's doing that. It's okay, we can check this. So we have the rotation of this cube thing. Now we have a rotation target, which, why is it at 90 already? I've made a horrible mistake. I think I've already hit something. So for some reason the target's at 90 and it's at 180 and it doesn't even care. It doesn't seem to care at all, and it's taking forever to update that. Oh shoot, I think I've made a terrible mistake. Oh, this should be on get key down. Okay, there's mistake number 1. Thank you, Unity. I really needed that. Because that means it'll take in my suggestion like 400 million times a second. That's a slight exaggeration. It's 60 times... well, for me, it's 144 times a second. We wanted to just do it once when we click the key. So that may be problem number 1. Hopefully the only problem. We will slowly attack this from every side. Oh, come on. Inspector, can you just start there? Thank you. Okay. Is it actually going to go to 270? Oh, no, it kept going. And it's still going. And it's still going. And it's still going. And it's still going. Why are you doing this? Well, why do you stop there? That's a great question to ask. You're not doing at all what you're being asked to. Okay, so we're just going to write this in. While that minus the target, and we're going to do absolute math, not absolute math, absolute value. Well, the absolute value of that minus that is greater than, what's our margin of error? 1 degree? Bam. Because for some reason our plus minus wasn't working properly, and I'm not going to bother trying to fix it because it's just going to be annoying. Come on. I believe in you. Just get within 1. Hey! Is that noticeably off, though? It looks pretty perfect. So it's off by 0.8 degrees, which I guess some people may be annoyed by when building. But I consider that pretty much a success. And then it just has to turn and... Stop! Stop! No! Oh... Why did you double that? And now it's a little bit off. So there's a few things we have to look into. The first one is we should round the starting, because it's going to slowly get less and less accurate as we go. Go ahead, Crash. I could care less. Maybe I care a little bit. So we're going to make this even more accurate. We're going to say within 1/4 of a degree, and then we're going to round the starting degree to a whole number. Oh. Darn it. We just use the normal rounding library instead of Unity's. Because Unity can be a little bit lacking at times. So math.round, we just have to round it to 0 decimals, actually. Oh, geez. You're going to get mad at me for not casting you to a float. That's fine. Easy fix. Turn that back on. We can pop back here, pop here, click this. And what else do we have a problem with? Now, when it jumps like that, we're always going to have an issue. That's okay. I'm not going to get too upset about that. We'll find a solution to that issue. But we are having success within reason. Okay. Let's use my face here. So let's be facing it, and then we can turn it. That is turning it right. That's correct. That works. Turning it left. This is taking way too long, and it died. Why did it go twice over? You're having some issues because we aren't using a global variable, which is accounting for everything. Okay, that's fine. So the start should be calculated whenever we hit the key. So that if we, for some reason, start it before it's ready, it won't freak out. That should be the exact same as putting it there, though. No, we have a problem. I'm just going to make this a global variable anyway. That may fix the solution, but I'm doubting it right now. It'll make it so that if we try multiple rotations at the same time, it won't get confused. This should be after this. Okay. So they should go start, then the current rotation, and then what we want to hit. That makes the most sense. And going back down again to our favorite lines of code. Where are they? Oh, this is it. And Unity, once again, is freaking the heck out. Unity, stop freaking the heck out, please. What is accessing your memory? I swear it's the profiler, because that makes sense. But I got rid of the DLL, and you're still freaking out. What else do you have? Oh. There it is. Yep. Go away, I'm sorry. You're probably not going to work anymore. Gonna spit out like 8 million. Yeah. The profilers are dead. That's fine. I'm not going to worry about that. Currently, I have this profiler. It doesn't work as nicely in releases, but I'd rather my Unity not crash all the time. Okay, wait, we have another issue. We have another issue, and that is in the speed. We're going to turn things up. We're going to put it at 1F because it's so unbearably slow. This should be 5 times faster. Because when people are building, they want to build, like, an animation is nice, but it's more important to have it actually work for what people need it for. Why did it slow down like that? And now it's unbearably slow and it doesn't work anymore. Why is it slowing down? Computer, hey. Hey. What's up, computer? You know, you're kinda... I think it's still actually rotating. It's just going unbearably slow. If it is, I can't even see it at this point. Why are you slowing down? We're using delta time and everything. I swear, Unity, if I just got rid of my yeah, okay. That wasn't it. That's fine. I can add that back easily. It'll probably actually be back when I turn it back on, because I never saved. Unity, you have some issues at the moment. Okay, but seriously, why is it doing this? Let's think. Why is it slowing down? So we'd set the start. If it's right, it does the opposite. Why is it slowing down? That is so confusing. I'm not seeing a reason for it to slow down like that. It's actually confusing me because, I mean, we are using something that changes depending on speed, but I really didn't want to put this in an update function. It would freeze everything else to use a while like this, and you wouldn't actually see it turn. So we have a problem. Which means that we're going to do a little bit of Googling. Wonder if that's a thing. I swear, if this is a thing now. I know this is a thing, but it goes instantly. But I wonder if it lets you do it over a time now. No. Okay. So we still have to do this ourselves. Or we can change this a little bit. Okay, so maybe we should just redo this. Because this isn't working. No, that doesn't make sense. I'll just rewrite the exact same thing again. Because I know what I'm thinking, but I also know that it's not going to work at all. So, we have to find the actual problem here. The speed is changing in relation to how long it's going. Oh, geez. Delta time. There is smooth delta time. Which, we can try that, but I doubt it's going to have any difference. Because delta time always works well anyways. So... Okay, I still exist. So, let's find our problem here. Turn. And it didn't... What are you even doing? Why are you trying to go to 180? That doesn't even make sense. I never asked for you to go to 180. Oh, Charm, calm down. Oh, Charm, don't beat up. Oh, Unity, you're about as dumb as Charm. Okay, we're just going to do the code for a second because we have a few problems. Let's look through this. So, one thing, we're not going to do this Oh, stop, dog. Stop. Give me a moment. Here. Charm. There you go. Okay. So. Whoa. Okay, that's a lot of code highlighted. Let's not delete that. Going back to our why is rotating things more complicated than, like, the actual making it into a hologram and stuff. That was actually quite simple. Okay, jumping back into things. Let's try to do this in a reasonable amount of time. Oh, man. Does it even matter when it starts? No, why do we even have this? Why is that even a variable that we're taking into account? It doesn't actually do anything. There's no point in that existing. Okay, so now that we've rounded that down, one variable that literally does nothing. We have the target is either minus 90 degrees. Yeah, okay, that makes sense. Or plus 90 degrees, and that makes sense as well. If it's less than 0, it goes plus 360 because that will even it out. And if that's that, then it does that. Okay, that makes sense as well. Got it. Yes. Okay, now while it has a greater deviation than, heck, let's make it 1 again, because that makes it more likely to catch its mistakes. The speed will be 1, and if it isn't left, it opposites the speed. The rotation equals a quaternion that turns the y at the speed of time times speed, and that is, I think, as simple as I can make it. Unity, do me a favor, will ya? I get the crashing. I signed up for the beta. It's fine. I understand. But could you please throw me a few hints at what the problem is here? Hollow object. You know what? The game, this itself measures it in these annoying numbers. Oh no. No. Oh shoot. Can I set this? Because we're setting the rotation, not the Euler angles. Maybe there's an option in Quaternion to do this. How do you Euler angle it? There's 2 Euler angles. 2 Euler angles. 2 axis. Angle axis. That may be what we have to be using. Oh no, it's not. Nope, it's not happy with that. Okay, so why? I'm assuming that you can put Euler angles in and it works fine because it has been. It's not been complaining about that. Our issue is that, first, let's look at something. If we put this, so currently, according to the script, it's at 0 and 0. What does the game say? The game says it's at a rotation of 0, 0, 0. Now, plopping back to here. Let's give it its first job. Rotating. Ready? 3, 2, 1. Boom. 90 degrees. It went to 90. Okay. What does the game consider it to be? The game considers that to be 90. Okay. Simple enough. So, will it work if we click it again? No. For some reason it didn't register until like the third click. It's rotating a full 180 when I do this. Something is so not right now. It's not affecting it the full way it's supposed to. No. Oh, shoot. Did I make the same mistake again? Is it this rotation here? I swear. Oh no. That may actually be it. Okay, let's give this a good attempt. With the code slightly changed, let's see how it works. Don't forget to leave a like so that I don't go mentally insane. Okay, so now it's just going really slow if I keep giving it requests. But it's actually stopping at the right time. Seems like you can... If I, like, really spam the E... Oh, there we go. It turned again. What is going on? This is so weird. I've never had a problem like this. Oh no, is it multiple coroutines working to... That may be it. Because if you hit one while the other's working... But that still makes no sense. That still makes no sense for multiple reasons. So I'm going to be questioning the legitimacy of my issues here. There's gotta be some explanation for the extreme amounts of pain Unity is currently giving me. Maybe, just maybe, we should actually just use Unity's normal angles, even though it frustrates me to no end using them. Because mathematically, it gets confusing. Euler angles just don't seem to be cutting it here. If we go to our holographic object, if we turn it like this... See, it's using Euler angles now. I don't see why it's... And if we go over 300, it seems to be fine with it too. But in reality, when you go over 360 in the game, it'll set it back to 0. Wait. Could that be our problem? Is the game here Okay, we can take a look into that. By the way, this actually has to start on 0 or it'll freak the heck out. Let's see, if we keep doing this, 90, 180. See, now it's freaking out. Now it's getting angry. That's at exactly 180. It's not actually adding on to our issue in the beginning. So when we're adding our target and subtracting our target, oh geez. Let's just get rid of this for handling the edge cases. We just want to get it working most of the time. We're going to get rid of all the complexity. If it's within 1, that makes sense. Speed makes sense. The rotation code here makes perfect sense. So it's just minus or plus. And heck, we'll even get rid of the Euler angles, because why not? We'll get rid of everything that just isn't completely simple. This is debugging. This is bottom level debugging here. Okay, so why did it go to 180? That's going to be our question. But if we hit it again, it doesn't do anything. What was its target? Let's check. Its target, it's at 180 and its target is 91. Why is it not doing anything? Okay, instead we are going to start keeping track of this ourselves, because the game is doing a horrible job of it. So float, hollow rotation. We're going to keep track of this ourselves. That takes out another variable, and it starts at 0. Oh wait, no. I was thinking of doing something, but now I see issues with what I'm doing. Here we go. This makes more sense for a few reasons. So we changed the target instead of just telling it to do something again. That's a start. So let's see how this does. Still went around twice. Oh, I really dislike you. Okay, let's try this without that being Euler angles. It still rotates around all the way. Even though the target clearly says here 90. Now whenever we hit the button now, it does the right thing. It's adding and subtracting like it's supposed to. Okay, so that's working. We know that's working, so the part that's messing up is the part where it actually turns it into text when to stop. So, if the rotation of it so we're going to uncomplicate this. We don't need any more complication. If this if it's less than the target, speed equals 1f. Else, whoop, speed equals negative 1f. There, that's another simplification. Instead of turning, depending on that, we're just going to turn it in whatever direction it needs to turn in. Simple, effective, hopefully. No, it does not care. Something's not right. Something's really not right. While the rotation of the object well, the difference is greater than 1. Speed. Something is not right. It's been doing the same thing even though we've been completely changing the code. I'm gonna build it. There's something not right. I'm calling that the game is actually not building properly now because the problem is not with something that I did. Or it may be, but it would be very confusing. I'll be back in a second. Don't worry, I'm not dead. Oh geez, this is still going. Oh man. How fun. How very fun. It is still doing compiling. Can we start a fundraiser to get me a new Ryzen 1700, you know, just something low, you know, set the bar low. What I really need for programming. We need a very nice Ryzen and 128 gigabyte. Let's just go Ryzen 1800X. 128 gigabytes of RAM, like 20 SSDs. You know, I already have too many hard drives, but I'm sure I could fit more. I'm just saying these are all very good ideas. Maybe an HTC Vive too. Here we go, we've built it. Now it's time to see. Darn it! I was so convinced. Oh no, you suck, you piece of trash. We may not be able to rotate anything, but you know what? We can build a house out of debug blocks. Doesn't even make sense. I also need to make it so that like the thing actually goes away when you're not looking at anything. It just kind of sticks wherever you left it when you weren't looking at a chunk. So I can just leave it right there. There we go, my holographic block covering my head. Very, very safe. Thank you. Let's just build ourselves into a block. Yes, I'm now one with the blocks. Let's do it until the collider is so far away that I'll just fall through the ground. Come on. Come on. Oh no, I can't fall through the ground. Okay, let's dig me out. I don't think it's possible at the angle we're at. No. No. I can dig very fast. But I do not think there is any saving me from this. I am dead. Goodbye. Goodbye, world. It's been nice knowing you. We are going to have to kill Vooperia. Bye, Vooperia. Okay, so we are having issues. I think that's kind of obvious from the past, like, hour of this stream. And we're going to try to fix them before I leave. So let's give this one more shot. Let's see if we increase the amount that I can turn, if it'll calm down at all. Like, the margin of error. Okay, so if we give it a huge margin of error, it still freaks out. So it's not something about accuracy. It doesn't even care about that. It's always turning the same amount. That should give us a hint to what's wrong. XYZW, Y. Something to do with speed. Okay, we're going to have to stop the stream now. Bye, guys.